The last time someone was telling you something real, something that mattered to them. You were already loading your reply. You weren't listening. You were rehearsing. And the worst part? They could feel it. They just wrapped it up. Said, anyway, it's fine. And you both moved on. You know what that looks like from the other side. Someone giving you just enough eye contact to seem polite. But you can feel it. They're not with you. So you stop sharing. You wrap it up. You'll have roughly 27,000 conversations this year. Most of them will feel exactly like that. But one shift, one habit almost nobody talks about, changes everything. The resonance match. There's a reporter who used to come home after long days and went to his wife. He wasn't looking for solutions. He wanted to feel heard. But his wife would immediately jump into fix-it mode. Take your boss to lunch. Talk to HR. Logical? Sure. Helpful? Not even close. He wanted an emotional conversation. She was having a practical one. To people who loved each other, talking completely past each other. He felt attacked. She felt unappreciated. And a conversation that should have brought them closer became an argument. This is what I call the resonance match. Every conversation has a type. Emotional, practical, social. And the fastest way to disconnect from someone is to respond in the wrong one. It's like one person salsa dancing while the other is trying to waltz. Same music. Zero connection. Psychologists call our instinct to jump to solutions the writing reflects. Your brain races to produce an answer before the other person has even finished their sentence. It feels productive. It's actually the thing that shuts people down. So how do you figure out which conversation someone actually needs? You ask a deeper question. The deep question. A prostate cancer surgeon had a problem. For years, he'd walk patients through the data. Survival rates, risk factors, treatment plans, logical, evidence-based, textbook delivery. And then patients would come back the next morning demanding surgery they didn't need. Until he changed one thing. With his next patient, instead of leading with medicine, he asked a single question. What does this diagnosis mean to you? The man didn't talk about tumors. He talked about watching his father die, about fearing his coworkers would find out, about his grandchildren. The surgeon realized this man didn't need a lecture. He needed to be seen first. Here's what's counterintuitive. Researchers forced complete strangers to ask each other, when was the last time you cried in front of someone? People dreaded it. But afterward, nearly everyone said it was the most connected conversation they'd had all year, with a stranger they'd never met. Deep questions don't make people uncomfortable. They create instant trust. Next time someone shares something heavy, replace "How are you?" with "What does this mean to you?" But once the real emotion spills out, the urge to fix it hits like a freight train. Validate before you advise. The surgeon didn't pivot back to treatment options after his patient opened up. He spent 8 minutes doing the verbal equivalent of a hug. He shared his own story about his father getting sick. He sat in the discomfort. No advice. No data. Just presence. Only after that did he ask permission to switch into the practical conversation. Pause the video in your mind right now. Think of the last time someone vented to you and you immediately offered advice. Did they lean in or pull away? Exactly. Here's why this works on a biological level. Dopamine, the brain's reward signal, spikes when we feel understood. Solve too fast, and you kill it before it even fires. So here's the exact script for your next tough conversation. When a coworker vents, instead of jumping to solutions, say, "It sounds like you're feeling emotion because reason. Is that right?" Try it now. A coworker says their boss changed the deadline again. You respond, "It sounds like you're feeling anxious about the deadline because you're juggling too many things. Is that right?" They pause. They nod. Their shoulders drop. You didn't solve anything, but you proved you understood. And that one sentence builds more trust than 10 pieces of advice ever could. Master the pause. There's one more layer nobody thinks about. Think about what you do when someone asks you a question you're not ready for. You fill the space. So basically, some recycled version of the question itself. Try this instead. Let your breath be the first word. One silent inhale before you speak. It doesn't make you look unprepared. It makes you look like someone who actually thinks before they open their mouth. And when you speak, break your sentences into thought groups. Not one long rush of words, but short, deliberate phrases, with space between them, so the other person's brain can absorb before you move on. And when you're the one listening, your body is still broadcasting, checking your watch, glancing at your phone, shifting in your seat. Every one of those micro movements sends the same message. You're not important to me right now. Lean in, hold eye contact, nod at the feeling, not just the words. In today's attention economy, full presence is the rarest gift you can give. It says louder than any words, you matter. You will have roughly 27,000 conversations this year. Right now, most of them are surface-level exchanges, where both people walk away feeling exactly the same as before. 1% better is not a revolution. It's one deeper question per day. One moment where you name what someone feels instead of fixing it. One pause where you let silence do the work your words never could. The people who build this habit don't just communicate better. They become the person others trust first. The person others remember. The person who walks into a room and makes everyone feel like they finally have someone who gets it. So here's your challenge. In your very next conversation, ask one question you normally wouldn't ask. Then actually listen to the answer. Not to respond, to understand. Because the rarest thing in the world right now isn't information. It's attention. Be the mirror, not the echo. One more thing before you go. Communication is something I want to go much deeper on. There's a whole part to this, on how to actually handle difficult conversations, disagreements, and the moments where listening alone isn't enough. But I only want to make it if you actually want it. So here's the deal. If this video hits 100 likes, I'll drop part 2. Same topic, much deeper. Hit like if you want it. That's all it takes. And while you're there, subscribe so you don't miss it when it drops. I'll see you in the next one.